everyone, and welcome back to the Box to Box podcast. I'm joined today by my co-host Walid, and today we have a very, very special episode because today, for the very first time, we've got a guest on the podcast. Today, we have an amazing Liverpool fan, Kamal. What's up, my man?
Hi guys, how's it going?
All right. So today we're gonna discuss about Liverpool, including the upcoming season. Walid, take it away, my man.
So we're gonna start straight off the bat. What made you become a Liverpool fan? When did you start supporting them?
Okay, so I started supporting them because I used to play them on FIFA, back in 2014 maybe. Yeah, I used to watch them when Coutinho was there and Suarez and Gerrard, and I'm also a Barca fan as well. But I've started supporting Liverpool a lot now, after the club era, and I really watch every game now. So I'm really invested in this season, by the way. Yeah.
So you've experienced the bad and negativity.
Lows,
the highs and lows.
Yeah.
You've experienced it. Okay, that's nice.
All right. So then, since we're talking about the highs and lows, I want to ask, what is your favorite Liverpool moment of all time? Could be recent, could be back in the day. What is your favorite moment?
Yeah, I think my favorite moment. I have a lot of favorite moments, but one memorable moment was Alisson's winner against West Brom. It was a bad season for us, and it was our last hope to get top four. And I remember watching that game, and I was so invested in it. And when Alisson scored, I couldn't believe it. So that's one moment I really remember.
Okay, on the contrast, your worst Liverpool moment ever. There's a lot to pick from.
Yeah, I think my worst Liverpool moment was when we lost our Anfield, when we lost to Burnley at Anfield, I think, and we lost our unbeaten streak against Burnley.
Yeah.
And
it was COVID. It was COVID season.
I think. Yeah, and they was 1-0, and it was so frustrating. I remember that moment. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's hope this season is filled with good moments. Liverpool has already played their first game of the season against Chelsea. A draw, 1-1. What did you make of that game? What did you like about Liverpool? What worried you a little bit? Tell me about that game, especially about Liverpool.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the game because every time we play Chelsea, we draw, and it's such a boring game. But this one's actually exciting. I mean, the first 30 minutes we played very, very, very good. This is a really new Liverpool we've seen. And I felt we were dominating. But then I think when Gallagher started playing more deep and Enzo started moving forward, we couldn't attack much, and you controlled all of the possession. We didn't know how to defend.
It's especially with McAllister, because he kind of played the six, because you don't really have a defensive midfielder yet. So towards the halftime and then the second half, he was starting to play like a six, and he was getting spun around. Regarding the number 6 situation, do you see it? I probably know what your answer is, but do you see it sustainable moving forward with the 2 signings in midfield you've made? I know you made. You're gonna make the signing. I don't really know who he is. Wataru Endo from Stuttgart in the Bundesliga.
Yeah. I was gonna talk about.
Me and Muhammad were just talking. We thought he was 18, 19 years old. Turns out he's 30 years of age. What do you think about the 6 situation, especially in that game? Because the midfield of Chelsea really overpowered you guys towards the end.
Yeah, we played with 3 attacking midfielders. We're never gonna dominate the midfield that way, and we need a good CDM like Fabinho, that's just gonna sweep. And Endo's a sweeper in the Stuttgart, because he plays with a box-to-box midfielder and attacking midfielder, so he's a CDM and he sweeps. And we need someone like that. I think he's gonna work. It's either him or if we try to sign Sofiane Amrabat, I think.
Oh, okay. He's linked. I thought he was linked to United. Okay.
No, because I saw a rumor that we're trying to get him, but we're not in direct contact yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not in direct contact yet. But if we get one of these, I think it's enough.
Yeah, I mean, on the back of what Walid was talking about, I mean, I've got just the basic game stats here, and after the first 25 minutes, for the rest of the game and towards the end, Chelsea ended up with 65% possession. compared to just 35% for Liverpool. So clearly domination in terms of just keeping possession of that ball and controlling the game for Chelsea. However, obviously some positives for Liverpool. You had more shots than Chelsea. So clearly there was still that a counter-attacking element involved. You still have control in terms of the attacking side of things. But as Walid said, in that middle, you know, for example, the signing you're going to make now, obviously Walid and I talked about this and we don't really know what he's capable of, but he's 30 years of age. So moving forward in the long run, do you think this is a smart signing if you guys are going to make it? You know, how do you think Liverpool will fare with him in the next few years? Because he is 30, so he is in his prime, but you know, we don't know if he's going to sustain that for the next 3-4 years. So what do you make of the potential signing?
I mean, we tried to sign someone like Latvia or Caicedo, but Chelsea keep taking them. So it's like, what option do we have left? I mean, like, I think for this season it's fine if we got a 30-year-old. I mean, look at Thiago last season. He was very good. Like, although he like got a couple of injuries, but I think I don't think he's gonna be like the perfect like signing to make. But for this season, we have to get the CDM.
Yeah.
So if it's him, it's fine.
Yeah.
So regarding the thick situation you've had, even from last summer when you started to get linked with Bellingham, you wanted Tchouameni, now you lost Caicedo and Lavia to Chelsea. It's obvious that you were trying to bring someone who's so high quality and so top tier and world class into that position to take over what Fabinho used to do. So it's clear that you guys had that money to purchase someone. This kind of really goes back to what Jamie Carragher said the other day about the hierarchy in the football club for Liverpool. It's not really the owners, because it's you showcase that you can pay the amount of money you could pay for Caicedo to break the British transfer fee record. So you've had over, I think, 4 sporting directors or 4 directors of football throughout the last 18 months almost. This change of personnel is really going to affect the football club moving forward, and that's affecting what Klopp wants to do. And we all know Klopp is capable of surpassing levels like Pep levels, probably. Do you think this is going to make Klopp regret his decision signing on for a 2 or 3 year deal? Is he going to leave soon? How do you feel towards Klopp for this upcoming season? Because we feel like, or certainly I feel like, he's kind of transitioning into this Conte and Mourinho style where he wants to stick to what he wants and he's not kind of going on with how modern football is. So what are your thoughts on Klopp, for example?
No, I don't think Klopp knows what he wants to do. Like, he has a vision, and I think after signing McAllister and Szoboszlai, we can see that he's investing in the youth, and he's not really, because last season he was depending a lot on Henderson and Fabinho, and even though he knew like they couldn't go on that much, but I think now because he's getting new players, he knows how he's going to develop this team. He just needs a couple of new signings, and I don't think he relies on big money signings that much, because he's never like made like a more than 100 million, I think, transfer. He never paid more than that. He works with like youngsters from the youth academy or like prospects and builds on onto them. Like, for example, Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott's going to start a lot this season. Even if Szoboszlai and McAllister, we've signed them, I think he's going to start because he played very well in the preseason, and that's how he develops his players, I think.
So you think Klopp is going to stay? Like, he's going to stay until his deal ends?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think he's staying.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, just before we move on to just talking about this coming season and what your predictions are, I want to ask you a bit about that attack. There's been a lot of kind of concern about Mo Salah's future, what he's going to do, and also his form. You know, he's been, sometimes he's very consistent and then sometimes he has a few games where he's not. So I want to ask you what you think of him moving forward for this season. And there's been talks and rumors that he's said yes to the possibility of some Saudi teams making offers or even discussing behind closed doors with his agents. What do you think of Salah? Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? And how do you think he's going to perform if he does stay?
I think he's not going to leave this season because he's playing well. He played well against Chelsea. He got the assist. He has a lot of chemistry with the players. He's been there for a while. He's been like 5-6 years. And I think we need him because he has experience in that front three, because the other players, like, they're younger and they don't know much about the Premier League. And I think he was linked with Al-Ittifaq with Gerard and Hendo, But I think Jared said he doesn't want to bring him now because he knows he can play another 1 or 2 seasons in the Premier League. So I think maybe next season he could get a move, but I think this season he's staying.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
one more thing, Muhammad, just before we go on to Kamal's expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing related to your attack, you basically have like a front six, front seven, basically, and we saw Gakpo play into that midfield in the Chelsea game. If once you do get Endo in as a six, and you finally have a midfield three that's capable of starting games together, who do you start an attack then? Like you have six attackers, and I know, for example, Nunes is not playing as much, and he's kind of fallen off the pecking order with Klopp. So what do you think? Do you feel it's a situation where it depends on the game, or should you stick to a starting 11 no matter what the circumstances?
No, because I think we have a lot of starting options up front. I think Klopp's gonna start them depending on the game. Like for example, I thought Nunes was gonna start because he had a very good preseason. Despite Jota being consistent more than Nunes, I think Nunes should start, and I think it should be like Salah, Nunes, Diaz, and behind them McAllister, Soboslai, and Endo if we sign him. And I think this should be consistent. If we need to, we can get Gakpo up front or Jota. Or we can swap them around because they're fluid.
Yeah. Especially when you have Europa League now, so you're playing very close to the Premier League.
We also have we also have Europa League and the FA Cup. We're gonna rotate as well.
Nice.
All right. So then, speaking of all these competitions, obviously it is very early, but a rough estimate, how do you think you're going to do this season? I'm talking where you could finish in the Premier League. I'm talking how you're going to do in the Europa League, in the FA Cup, how your players may perform. Do you have anything specific about certain players and if they'll be the difference for the team? What are your general expectations for this coming season?
Okay, so I think Diaz is going to have a breakthrough season. He's been playing very well. I think he's going to be he or Nunes are going to be our top scorers. I think Salah is going to slow down a bit.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to get the assists because Nunes and Diaz are going to move forward a lot. And Salah is going to stay back a little because now we know Chance is coming into midfield. So we have to have someone to back him up. Yeah. And I think Premier League, we're going to be fighting for top 4. I think we might get 3rd or 4th. I think we have Newcastle and United to fight against for these positions. And Europa League, I think we can reach the final. I think we can win it, and I hope so.
But in regards to Europa League, I think there's a difference between if you think you're going to win it or if you need to win it. Like, for example, I myself, as a Barca fan, if we get the signings that we're linked to, then my expectation is to go far in Europe. So it's a must, it's a need for me. To go into the quarterfinals, for example, semi-finals, break that barrier. As a Liverpool fan, because of your disappointment last year and you couldn't make top 4, do you think, in your opinion, is it a must? Is it a need? Just let's take this competition out of the water. We need to win this.
I mean, it's not really a must, but I think we can win it and not really think about it. We don't need to focus on Europe this season. I think we need to focus on the Premier League because I think we can get top 4 and get Champions League. We don't need to win Europa League for it. But I think we are going to focus and we can reach the final, I think it's doable.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
very different to what I think very different to what I've seen Liverpool fans say. They really think that they need to win the Europa League.
Agreed. And I mean, I get what you're saying, Kamal, in the sense that you think that you should secure I mean, a lot of people, especially teams such as Liverpool and even Barca when they were in the Europa League, a lot of teams that are generally big and shouldn't be in the Europa League look at the Europa League as a means of getting back into the Champions League. But I guess for you, Kamal, I guess you're trying to say that Liverpool should make it back into the Champions League just by finishing in top 4, which is fair enough. And I think it's a very good target to set, especially for a big club like Liverpool. And I agree in the sense that they should fight for top 4, but I also do think, similar to you, Walid, I think the Europa League is very winnable for Liverpool. I think they're probably my favourites to win it this season. But I think that about. I mean, Walid, do you have anything else you'd like to add? Or
I
even
have one
Kamal?
more thing.
Yeah, of course.
I recorded I did the Premier League predictions episode, and I said in the episode that I had Liverpool in second, but then a couple of days afterwards I put them in fifth. I put them I put them in fifth purely because of one thing that I still can't seem to be convinced by, and that's your defense. And I feel like with Trent moving forward a bit, Robertson's legs are pretty much going, and Van Dijk isn't having the consistent performances that he's had, and you haven't signed a centre back to either learn off him or be his backup. It really knocked my predictions down from second to fifth, because I think Salah is going to have an amazing season. I think your front line is going to have an amazing season. I think Trent in his new role is going to reignite something in the squad. But Mohammed, tell me where do you think Liverpool are going to finish? Because Kamal looks like he has Liverpool fighting for top four. Let's see what you think.
I think Liverpool. I think they should and will probably fight for top four for most of the season. I think, unfortunately, in my opinion, just like last season, they will finish just outside that top four. I have them in fifth as well. I just think that you have it's not so much the problems with Liverpool. I just think the other teams are looking. I mean, Newcastle are looking fantastic. I know we always say that now they're going to fight for top four. I even think they're fighting for top three now, which not really it doesn't make a difference as far as they will make it to the Champions League if they do. But I just think they're fighting for higher places by the seasons. And obviously Arsenal, chip on their shoulder. I'm an Arsenal fan. I think that with the league loss last season to City, it could be one of two. We could have a fire in our heart and try and go for that top spot again, or we could absolutely fumble. But even Chelsea have made fantastic signings. If they kind of play the way they should with these signings, obviously City and Brighton. City, we know they're the champions, and Brighton are a team not to be reckoned with. There's just a lot of competition against Liverpool. And like you said, Walid, that back line is concerning. The middle, again, I'm concerned about too. McAllister, and obviously he's a fantastic signing, but is it what you need? I don't know. You said, you need they need the CDM. So I don't know. I think Liverpool can fight for top four, but I think looking at early doors, looking at how everything's going to play out, I think they'll finish just outside in that fifth spot as well.
Yeah.
So
okay, I actually have two more things to ask Kamal. Kamal, give me your who you think in regards to Liverpool, not the season, your top scorer, your top assister, your best player, your flop player, and your surprising breakthrough, or someone who you think will get surprised. And then the second thing, let us know your Premier League predictions. Who do you think is going to finish top four, Europa League, if you want to give us relegation as well?
Okay, so first of all, I think Salah is going to be top assister.
Okay.
I think Diaz is going to be top scorer. Diaz or Nunes, one of them. I think flop, I think it's got to be with someone in defense. Maybe Van Dijk. I think Konat's been better than Van Dijk recently. He's been better. And I think Van Dijk's not really at his level anymore.
Continue.
Okay, and I think Van Dijk's not at the level that he used to be. And Konat has been performing way better in recent games. And that's my flop. And for the predictions, I think City are going to win it again. Because I don't see anyone fighting them for that spot. I think Arsenal are going to finish second. But I think they're going to start slow. But move the later ends of the season, move second. I think Liverpool is going to be third, and Newcastle is going to be fourth, and fifth maybe New United, sixth Chelsea, seventh maybe Brighton or Aston Villa. I think Tottenham are going to be very low this season. I don't have hopes for Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does.
Yeah. And relegation, I think Luton Town are going to go down. Bournemouth,
obvious.
I think.
Oh wow, Bournemouth. Wolves, okay, that's a new one.
I think
okay.
Wolves are going to go down.
Okay.
Wolves, yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
All right. Well, obviously, we look forward to seeing how the season plays out. Who knows? You might get it right. So we'll see. Anyways, we have been the Box to Box podcast. If you liked us having guests, and if you like Kamal and you want to see him return, let us know. If you want to see more guests, maybe different supporters, different team supporters, let us know in the comments. You can always listen on Spotify as well. If you're too busy, you can't watch necessarily. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Walid, for being here. Of course, thank you, Kamal, for being such an amazing guest. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.
See you.
Bye bye.